Welcome back to Underdog Racing League. I'm Chance Sturheim, bringing you coverage from Pocono Raceway. Today we have the Breast Cancer Awareness 175 presented by Wild Bill Soda. You'll see a lot of drivers with that pink on their cars, just fully decked out in pink. For Breast Cancer Awareness, drivers always do a great job of keeping up with these themed and sponsored races, so thank you to them for that. As far as the race goes tonight, it'll be 70 laps around this massive 2.5 mile track with stages at lap 15 and lap 30. But with that, let's take a look at our Custom Ink starting lineup once we get all the drivers on the grid and ready to go. Yeah, it'll be a fun one. 70 total laps, so I mean not too many laps, but if there's no cautions, my race labs tells me it'll be a 1 hour and 2 minute race. We'll give it a little bit longer for these guys to get in their cars. It's a long pace lap, so we've got a lot of time.
All right, guys. So tonight we're doing...
Sorry, Cody. Forgot to mute my voice chat. But we've got just about everybody in there. Let's go take a look at our starting lineup. We'll continue with what we've been doing. We'll start in the rear of the field. So starting 29th is the number 69 of Evan Logue. 28th will be the number 14 of Scott Kerber. Starting 27th, the number 11 of Stephen Horner. Starting 26th will be the 85 of Marshall Wilson. Dakota Bly will start 25th in the number 58 Dr. Pepper Machine. Justin Schenk will start 24th in the number 71. He blinked out there, so we won't be able to look at him, but we'll move forward to the number 13 of Matthew Young. He'll start 23rd. 22nd will be the 72 of Curtis Cairns. Noah Tansman in the 66 will start 21st, and then Derek Riley will be right in front of him in the number 17. Cody Orsi, driver of the 9, will start 19th. 18th is the 88 of David Chapman Jr. Blake Kennedy will start 17th in the 7. And then 16th is the number 16 of Dylan Walterman. And we have a debutant, number 82, Nicholas Seams will start 15th. Right in front of him, Jason Seams in the 81. And we have Dennis Steele, driver of the 28. He'll start 13th. 12th is another driver making their debut, David Coley in the 20. Starting 11th will be the 33 of Justin Stannard. Then we get to our top 10, started off by Jason Bottoms in the number 5. We have the number 99 starting 9th. That's Robert Clifford. And then Ryan Seams, another driver making his debut. Driver of the 83 will start 8th. Brett Sommers, his first race in a while, will be number 77 and 7th. Jake Williams Sr. will start 6th in the number 29. Dylan Zampa, 5th in the number 1. Nick Gardner will start 4th in the 27 machine. He won at Indy, similar track to this. Look for him to be fast. We have Will Young, he'll start in 3rd position. And then on the front row, it's the 22 of Tom Lanier. And on the pole will be Jason Fensler in the 15. We're just about ready to go racing. So it'll be Fensler, Lanier on your front row, with everybody else looking on back. And Fensler is away. And we are green from the Pocono Mountains. Fensler with a good start. Lanier looking behind. One who's really looking is that number 1 of Dylan Zampa. He made a move to the inside of Will Young. He'll look to keep that position out of turn 1. See everybody flying down this massive, I wouldn't say back straightaway, but one of the 3 straightaways here. Zampa now to the inside of Nick Gardner. It's clear of him for a second, but Gardner fighting back on the outside. It's a long race here, and a lot of track for you to mess up on, as we see about probably 5 or 6 drivers got into the wall there at one point. Everybody's staying pretty tight so far. Fensler and Lanier started 1-2. They run there right now. Caution is out. Let's go see what for. 69 of Evan Logue is turned around out of turn number 1. We'll go back and see what happened. So Logue is on the inside here, fighting with Steven Horner and Scott Kerber. I think Logue just thought he was clear there, and fortunately for Steven Horner, he just got caught up in Evan's mess there, and around goes the number 69. See, I mean, nowhere really for Horner to go. He was just minding his own business up top, and up came Evan, and around he went. Wouldn't expect anybody to come down pit road here. It's a 15-lap stage 1, presented by R4 Environmental. So no driver should have to pit, especially with this caution now. I think the strategy for stage 1 and 2 will be pretty simple, unless there comes an opportunity to flip the stage, or maybe some drivers want to just flip it if it stays green. But if we get these just a full green flag run from here, expect drivers to come around during the stage and then come down at the end of stage 2, and then this strategy really starts to happen during stage 3. Pocono's always been a track that's had a lot of strategy. You can save a lot of fuel here. These long straightaways, you can crack the throttle, get in somebody else's draft, and when you pit, you don't go a lap down here if you're close enough to the leader. So we'll see if that impacts anybody's decisions to come down pit road. And yeah, like I said, I wouldn't expect anybody here, not even anybody towards the back. Everybody's staying out. So it was Jason Fensler, your winner last week. And then the week prior to that at Indianapolis, he was the dominant car. Here he is out front. Started on pole, fastest in practice. Can he make it happen again? And I mentioned kind of the similarities to Indianapolis and Pocono. I mean, if you look at the shapes of the track, they're completely different. But the style of corners that they are pretty similar, especially turns 2 and 3, those flatter corners, less banking. Turn 1 is very different, and that's what makes Pocono so challenging, is the difference in every corner. You can set your car up to be good in turn 1, but you might struggle in turns 2 and 3. But I think the main thing that these drivers got to focus on is getting good exits off every corner. With how long these straightaways are, you can lose so much momentum by just getting a little bit looser, a little bit tight, having to work that car off the corner. If you can keep that thing straight, pointed in the right direction off corner exit, you can take that draft from somebody in front of you and go try to make a move. I expect that to be the way that we see most of the passes done today. I do want to go through the field a little bit here and take a look at, I mentioned them at the top, a couple of our debut drivers. Let me try to find all of them. We got quite a few. First, we got David Coley. He's driving the number 20 machine. His first race with us. And then we have the Seams boys. Ryan Seams in the 83. Nick Seams in the 18. And then we have Jason Seams already here in the 81. So I don't know the relation. I'm going to have to assume they are related in some way. But they are new here, and I think that might be all three of them. I don't think we got anybody else new with us today, but a 30-car field is pretty incredible. It's great to see all the drivers showing up for Pocono this week, and yeah, I think if you can get 30 drivers at any track, it's pretty impressive. And I don't know, I feel like it's a little more impressive considering it's Pocono. I don't know if a lot of people love Pocono as a racetrack, but I don't know. I think it's one of the most fun tracks to drive on iRacing and in NASCAR. It's, like I said, it's just so different. And when you're racing around other drivers, usually you're a little bit better than them in one corner, and they're a little bit better in another one, and then you're about even in the third. It's just a real different kind of racing. A lot of these tracks are two pretty much exact same corners, but you get 3, 5, 6 different ones here, depending on how you look at it. But I think it's going to provide some great racing today, and hopefully we're able to see it once these guys get ready to go green. Fensler inside, Lanier outside, Young, Gardner, Zampa, Sommers, your top 6. We're ready to go again, and it is Jason Fensler with a great jump. Here we go. See if Will can follow him through there in second. Trying to make a move on Tom Lanier. Tom running that higher line. See if it helps him on exit, but for now he surrenders the position to the 68. See if he can get him back going through the tunnel turn or turn 3. Zampa and Gardner there battling for 4th. I think I might have saw some contact back there. I must not have, since we're staying green here. But Zampa's staying to the inside. He's been side by side for just about every corner of this race so far. Couple cars, 3 or 4 of them into the wall. Tom Lanier's one of them. Spinning down to the infield. Some pretty heavy damage there. It doesn't look like anybody else really got involved. But yeah, that is a pretty big accident for Tom Lanier. We'll back up. So we'll go all the way up as we do and take a look. So Tom just got a little too tight there, got into the wall. Oh, got a bump from Nick Gardner, who was trying to get out of the way, and then Brett Sommers got some pretty heavy right front damage there. So we'll go back, take a look at it from some other perspectives, but yeah, Lanier there, pretty heavy damage. I would expect that to be a faster pair used for Tom. Let's go right along with Nick Gardner and see what happened. He's riding here in 4th. We'll see him try to get out of the way. See, yeah, from there it looks, I mean, it's difficult to see Tom get into the wall. It's not really like he's there, but doesn't look like the speed is that much different. And then Nick does try to get out of the way at the end, but just ends up making a little bit of contact. We'll go see Brett Sommers now. So he got into the wall as well, and then he's just trying to avoid Tom, and he also had Dylan Zampa running to his inside, so he just tried to get out of the way and just about got up into Jason Bottom since he kind of lost his steering there. But yeah, there is no turning that thing. Looks like he got that thing down pit road. A couple drivers came down there. Robert Clifford, Tom Lanier, Brett Sommers. I believe they were all involved. And then Matthew Young came down as well. So that's everybody down pit road. A little bit different out front, though, without Sommers and without Tom Lanier. Justin Stenard is up 7 spots from where he started. Now up to the 4th position. A couple drivers coming down pit road at the back of the field there. Nick Seams, Noah Tansman, Dakota Bly. Bly stayed out. He did not come down pit road. But yeah, Stenard is up 7 spots. Marshall Wilson is up 11. Kerberg up 9. I believe those are your 3 biggest movers of the race so far. Kurt Cares is up 8, missed him. There goes Justin Schenk around the outside to get his lap back. So next time by, we will go green, not this time. So, I don't have a whole lot for you right now. I mean, I think these drivers need to focus on keeping their car clean, getting to the end. This is such a big racetrack. When you are involved in an incident, or you do wreck, the damage is usually much, much more just because of the insane speed that you're carrying. You can wreck somewhere like Bristol, Martinsville, and you can get a little bit of damage, but come right back out and run just about where you were. But if you get damage here, you're going to be a lot slower on those straightaways. It's going to be hard to turn in the corners. It's going to affect you a lot more, and the damage is just going to be more in general. There are some drivers looking like they're playing some strategy here. Coming down in the back of the field, Nick Seams. I think Stephen Horner came down right there, Matthew Young. Maybe just trying to get some extra fuel. See if that helps them out later in the race. Jason Fensler and Will Young this time on our front row. Tom Lanier, after his incident, has fallen all the way back to 22nd position. Nick Gardner is 23rd. Wonder if he got penalized for that incident. He had to get moved to the rear because he did not come down pit road. I'm not sure why. He's at the tail end there. It will be Fensler, Young, Zampa, Stenard, Williams, your top 5. Jason Bottoms has moved up into 6th. Steele into 7th. We got Ryan and Jason Seams. They're 8th and 9th. Then Dylan Walterman will round out your top 10. But we'll come through the sweeping turn 3 and then get ready to go green again from Pocono. We're getting close to the end of the stage here. Lap 10 right now. Stage is at lap 15, so drivers are going to be aggressive here. Should be fun. Fensler will lead us. Here we go. Look like Young got up and into the wall there on the restart. Not going to be good for him. Going to be great for Dylan Zampa, though. He's up into 2nd. Young trying to work quickly, get to his outside here. Going to have to swing that thing away from the wall. They're 3 wide behind him for a second. Jake Williams and Ryan Seams. They battle. Steele and Walterman, they are battling for 8th, I believe. And it's Jason Fensler, sorry. Fensler, Zampa, Young, and Stenard. And Young's going to send it in there. Try to get to the inside of Zampa. He is there. Who will Stenard go with? It's going to go bottom to the top. Not let Jason Bottoms get on by, but Young trying to stay off Zampa on his outside. Maybe pinched off his exit a little bit more than he wanted to. Zampa flies right on by on the outside, and there's contact. Young trying to save it. Stenard, Bottoms, and they're all around. Looks like some ARCA brakes back there deeper in the field, and some more cars involved. Let's take a look at what happened. So this is all the way deep in the field. This is about right where it all starts with Will Young and Dylan Zampa. Young tried to shoot it down to the inside. I don't know if Zampa knew that he was going to do that. Stenard tried to avoid Young, got into Bottoms, and then they all wrecked behind. Let's go watch it from Justin Stenard's point of view. Well, not his point of view, but from the blimp above him. So he just tries to avoid, and Bottoms is trying to run to the outside. He doesn't know what's happening to his inside, doesn't really leave a lane. And then Jake Williams gets caught up in it. And then you see a couple others just flying through. So I believe that was Nicholas Seams. Let's go on board with him. So we'll go back even farther. So I do call it ARCA brakes a lot. I want to see if it's justified or not. So I'd say right here, you gotta, he's slow in contact, and then, I don't know if he got off the brakes or what, but it seemed like that thing stopped slowing down and he couldn't avoid Jake Williams sitting in the middle of the track there. But we'll catch up live to some pit stops. So with that being on lap 13, I think that is the official stage caution. So your lineup right there, that top 10, will be the drivers getting stage points, I believe. Zampa is sideways in his box. I don't know how that happened. He might have just got some damage on his car. I mean, he's got to be careful that he doesn't get DQ'd backing up too far. That was very strange. I mean, you see that sometimes in real life, but these cars, once they're near the pit boxes, they cannot make contact. So it's not like he got spun around there. Very interesting. So a couple drivers staying out here. Cody Dorsey is the first one of them. Tom Lanier trying to get some track position back, stays out. Matthew Young stays out. And then Justin Schenk is just trying to get his lap back behind these three. So Lanier and Young, they pitted on lap 8 and lap 9, excuse me. Cody Dorsey has not come down pit road yet. So yeah, that had to be the stage with how the laps are going to line up here. This would be the white flag of the stage once they cross the line, but I'm not going to do that under caution, so it's nice when we're in these leagues. You don't have to do the whole thing that NASCAR does in real life, where if caution comes too close, they'll just run a few laps under caution, make sure they get to the stage, and then go to another commercial and all that. We just go right through. If the stage ends up being lap 13 instead of lap 15, so be it. So it'll be Dorsey and Lanier. Lanier has started second a couple times this race, but he'll start inside row 1. Dorsey will be on the outside. That's where he chose. And for Jason Fensler, that is a godsend. Usually whoever is behind the leader gets the better jump on the restart. And that's going to help out Jason Fensler a ton. And I think if you're Dorsey, you should choose the inside, so the drivers on those fresh tires can't really get going as well, but maybe he feels confident in his restart ability up top. So it'll be Lanier, Dorsey, your front row. So we get ready to go green again from Pocono, this time in Washam's on the fence, stage 2. Getting ready to go through the Geico restart zone. Remember, Dorsey's the control car on the top, but he gets a great jump. One car out of line back there. That's Derek Riley. He's going to lose a few positions. But Lanier gets a good jump to the inside. He'll be able to stay. And we have a caution out already. Stephen Horner is slow. Marshall Wilson involved. Like maybe Jason Bottoms. No, he's just kind of behind everybody. No, he's got some damage on that left side. That could have been from Stenard earlier, but let's go take a look at what happened. Have to go back farther than that, I guess. So we're coming to the green flag here, and Stephen Horner's just not anywhere. Everybody kind of just checks up, and then Horner's just down to the inside and gets turned by Marshall Wilson. There's heavy damage for Nick Gardner. What in the world happened here in this checkup? So we'll go high above and try to take a look at it this way. So checkup from Seams to Coley to Chapman to Riley to Gardner. That whole inside line just stacked up, and just about everybody got some damage. So, I mean, that's pretty big, especially for Nick Gardner. Look at his car. Front and rear end are destroyed. So we're back under the yellow without even making it to turn 1. These are the times where I run out of things to talk about as a solo broadcaster. But and if you guys got things in the chat, I'd love to hear it. But I think because of this would be a good time to hear from our sponsor, Wild Bill's Soda.
You're looking mighty thirsty. Wild Bill's, pure cane sugar, old-fashioned sodas.
Thank you to Wild Bills for their continued support of Underdog Racing League. Check them out in the description below. Next time by, we'll go green. There goes Evan Lowe getting his lap back. Now there are 4 cars, at least 1 lap down. Well, now 3 with Lowe getting his back, but it'll be Gardner, Schenk, and Robert Clifford. Those are the 3. 1 lap down with Christopher Heitz running race control. That's why you see him running in 30th. You don't see him running in 30th. I just see him running in 30th. Okay. That's good then. I think this is such a difficult track, and these are some of the more difficult cars on the iRacing platform. So it does lend itself to quite a few cautions, and a lot of different drivers have different confidence levels, different abilities. So it does cause a lot of mix-up, a lot of cautions, things like that, when the field gets all shaken up like it did right there. So you see some drivers, I think Dylan Zampa, for example, he's back there in 13th. Will Young back there in 16th. They were both running up front for most of this race, so they find themselves back there. Jason Bottoms back there, Gardner, Clifford, all those guys down a ton of spots. Causes things to be mixed up, and a lot of problems arise from that. But see Cody Dorsey, he's going to take the outside again, but this time it will not be to the advantage of Jason Fensler. He'll be right behind Tom Lanier, who is starting second. This has been a caution-filled race so far. Just getting to lap 20 when we go take the green flag. We'll see what kind of strategy arises from this. A lot of drivers will have tire sets available during the last stage. You get 6 sets. So most drivers will only have used 2 after the first 2 stages. I think this is working very well for Cody Dorsey. If he can get maybe half a lap, keep the lead, and get another caution, that would be exactly what he wants. Just keep getting at least a little bit of a heat cycle in these tires so they start equaling out. So he's out there on the oldest tires. He, Lanier, and Matthew Young, they're in 4th. Everybody else has got fresh Goodyears on. See if they can put them to good use. It'll be Dorsey outside, your race leader. So we get ready to go green again from Pocono. Here we go. And I was about to say a much cleaner restart this time. Yeah, I don't think that's good. Well, let's go see what happened. So it looks like it happens right behind the number 13, or at least the 13 is kind of the affected one. So watch the outside line here. Dorsey just... What in the world happened to Cody Dorsey? Use the control car on the top. Watch that pink number 9. He's going, and then, I don't know, something just breaks, and people are not ready. And everybody goes around from it. And I mean just about everybody. I mean, that was carnage all the way throughout the field. I mean, I don't know what. Let's go find somebody's point of view to watch through, I guess. I think Jake Williams will be a good one. I think I saw him stopped in the middle there. So he's keeping a safe gap to Seams there, and then he just tries to whoa it up as everybody flies on by, and a wild Nick Gardner appears directly to his right, but there is Dylan Zampa, I think, driving through sideways. think that's Will Young smoking right in front of him. Who else should we look at? I think that might have been Noah Tansman, so we'll go watch him. He's following David Coley right here. Everything seems all good, all good, all good. Huge checkup. He gets turned. I mean, there is nothing Noah Tansman can do right there. He's just driving forward. Everything seems all good. Like, these guys don't have spotters, real spotters up in the sky. They've got the iRacing spotter, but it's not going to tell them what's going on up there. I mean, yeah, just not a whole lot he can do. Around he goes, and around just about everybody else went. But let's catch up here, see what's going on the racetrack right now. So it gives Tom Lanier the race lead. And then you see Coley has some rear damage. Nick Seams in the Prime machine back there has some damage. I think that might have been Blake Kennedy. Yeah, Blake Kennedy, the inside white and pink car, he had some rear damage as well. So a lot of drivers have damage, opting not to fix it. We'll see how it works out for them. So I've lost count of the Mission 22 cautions we've had so far, but I can imagine it is a high number. And this always seems to happen. About 2 or 3 races a season, things just don't go well. You just can't restart, and frustration builds, and it just goes up and up and up, and people just, well, we're here to have fun, but at a certain point, these drivers kind of get fed up, and the aggressiveness will not tone down from here. It does bring some great strategy into the mix, but we'll see how that plays out. I'm going to take a very quick break from you guys, and I'll be right back when we go green flag racing again. I am back and ready for hopefully some green flag racing. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars trying to catch up right now. 2 still on pit road. That's Gardner and Matthew Young. And yeah, quite a few cars, like I said, towards the bottom of the field trying to catch up before we go green here. Lights are back on the pace car. Looks like we will not go green this time by. People were trying to get by Robert Clifford at the back of the pack and just weren't able to do it in time. So gonna have to go one more time around. A couple drivers using that opportunity to come down pit road, fix some of their damage. It's a smart move. Some opting against it though. You see one car back there just trying to survive. Is that, I don't know who that is. Maybe Brett Sommers? So I'd say these four, no, not even. The second through fourth are about the only drivers who I don't think have had much controversy tonight, or much damage. Spencer Steele and Ryan Seams have been pretty clean all night. Tom Lanier, I mean, he's up here now, but the road to get here has not been very clean for him. I think for some drivers, we may start worrying about incident points, maybe being disqualified from this race. It doesn't happen often, but it is something you got to think about. But this time the lights are still out, so we should be going green. Those lights are still out, so we will go green this time by, as long as they don't change it right before us here. It'll be a 6-lap run till the end of the stage, led by Tom Lanier. Got everybody pulling those belts tight and getting ready as we go green from Pocono again. Couple cars jumping out of line at the end there. See Justin Shank, I believe that is, lost his hood there, and we've got a caution. I don't know what this is for. I don't see a car slow. Robert Clifford is slow, but... oh, no. So Clifford was just trying to let the field by as he came out of pit road, but he ended up slowing down too much, and I believe it brought out a caution. Yikes. And Robert's trying to do the right thing there. It's just we have iRacing call the cautions for us, and in that specific instance, it caused a problem. So we are again under the Mission 22 caution, and you know, I've really got not a lot to say. I'd like to talk about the racing, but we haven't seen much racing. We'll stay with Tom here, and I'll update you on anything that changes, but I mean, I think if we keep getting these cautions, you are going to be hearing a lot less of me, because I've got not a lot to say. We are creeping up on the end of the stage here, so suppose I could bring up some real racing conversations and I don't know. Who do you guys think is, well, we can talk about it here. Who's going to win the URL championship this season? The drivers are staying single file here. This is something that's changed. Believe we've moved to single file restarts. We have. All right. So a little bit of change from the control panel controlled by Christopher Heights. We'll be going to single file restarts, maybe for the rest of the race, at least for this restart right here. So, and we have a guaranteed caution in 2 laps at lap 30. So, we know at least this time we will for sure not be getting a long green flag run, but it is possible at the start of stage 3. But I think with all these cautions, it will change some strategy. So something that you can do here is pit before a caution comes out. You can pit under green, and you will not lose a lap. So when everybody else comes down pit road, when a caution comes out, you will pass all of them. I would think drivers are going to try to come down pit road in stage 3 right when they get to their fuel window, because then they can stay out and leapfrog everybody else. At least that would be my strategy. With all the cautions that have come out, I don't think you're going to get any sort of long green flag run where staying out later would be beneficiary. And we were looking to go green. Looks like we will not. I don't know why. So let's her out this time. If we do go green this time, it is going to be a 1 lap. Not a green-white checker. It will be a white checker. 1 lap till the end of Washington's on the fence stage 2. And then we will go. So I hope these drivers can get through the single file restart here. On a normal track, I think that certainly single file restarts is the way to go. Here, it's a little scary just with how long it is, and I don't know, I mean, we saw the checkups before. I just hope they don't end up doing it here. I don't think they made the wrong decision doing single file. I'm very glad that they did, but this is one of the few places I think where it could end up not working, but hopefully it does work and we can get some green flag racing in for you guys. But it will be Tom Lanier up front again. This time he is going to get the green flag. It'll be Lanier, Fensler, and Steele, your top 3. This time in single file. Let's go racing. And you see the look back through everybody, and they couldn't do it. Evan Logue, Justin Schenk. I think Nick Gardner was involved. Let's go see what happened. So it looked like it was back here, and oh no, oh no, oh no. I think we might have a culprit for this one. So let's reset that camera angle, and hey, just watch the 69 of Evan Logue here on this restart. I don't know. Oh, man. That's the end of stage 2. Tom Lanier wins it. Jason Fensler second. Dennis Steele third. Ryan Seamus fourth on his debut. David Coley fifth on his debut. It was Blake Kennedy, Kurt Cairns, Jason Bottoms, Nick Seams, and Jake Williams Sr. All your point getters at the end of Washings on the Fence, stage 2. So we are live here. I'd expect us, once I get caught up to the pace car, expect to see some pit stops here. Actually, with all that has gone on there, I think I'd stay out here. I don't know if you can if you're Tom Lanier fuel-wise, but everybody else, we've ran so many cautions. I think staying out is the right move, and then just kind of leapfrogging them when everybody has to come down at the end, or at some point during stage 3. Doesn't look like anybody took my advice. Marshall Wilson is going to be the first one to do so. Looks like just about everybody else will come down pit road, though. 66, Noah Tansman will stay out. Like the call. And I would hear an argument for coming down pit road if it was like a normal race and we hadn't seen all these cautions, but we have seen an insane amount of cautions. I think getting out front, trying to avoid the inevitable carnage is what you want to do. And Lanier and Fensler lost quite a few spots there. A lot of guys took no tires, took 2 tires, leapfrogged them there. So once we get back to the line, we'll get an updated running order for you and see what we got. So we're almost to halfway here from Pocono. Lap 32 out of 70. Am I right? Yep. Lap 35 would be halfway. See all these cars coming through turn 2 here. And let's look at them enter turn 3. Tell me which one of these cars is the coolest looking. I'll be honest with you guys, I can't remember the last time we completed a green flag lap here at Pocono. Great strategy by all those who ended up front at the end of that stage. I mean, you played it right. But, yeah, this has been one of the, I don't know the word for it, I mean, messiest, craziest races I've seen in a while. But this always, once you get the first 2 or 3 cautions, I feel like you are just going to have cautions the rest of the race. I mean, it's just everybody is so upset. Everybody's like, we're not going to get more green flag laps, so I got to push hard while I can to try to snag a couple extra positions. And that aggressiveness ends up not working out and usually causes some problems. But we do have a new front 5. It'll be Marshall Wilson, Noah Tansman, your front row. Cody Dorsey, Justin Stenard, row 2. And then you'll find Jason Bottoms and Jason Fensler in row 3. So Fensler back to 6th here. Lanier back to 7th. So we get ready to start stage 3. Some of those guys at the back of the pack played a little bit of strategy, moved up. Wilson, Tansman, Dorsey, Stenard. They all did that, and I think that's the right move. I thought the 71 of Justin Shank was up here. I guess not. And by the way, we are back to double file restarts, so Let's see if we can do it this time. Coming through turn 3. Pace truck. Left-hand turn. Geico restart zone engaged. Green flag, green flag, green flag. And we've made it. Down the front straightaway. Can we make it into turn 1? Tom Lanier is trying to tell me no by being about 5 lanes below everybody else on the inside. But he's all good. Jason Bottoms is stuck 3 wide middle. What can he do? He gets clear up top. Jason Fensler trying to make some moves. He's to the inside of Justin Stenard. Right on by Justin Stenard. Now he's trying to chase down Tansman and Wilson. 2 drivers on older tires. It's like both of those dudes are washing up. Hard contact for Tansman. Fensler gets out of the way. And he's going to have that spot. So Jason Fensler goes 6th to 2nd in 1 lap. But Justin Stenard, he's to the inside. He wants to get that spot back. Watch out for Dennis Steele. He slid right up in front of Tansman. He got clear. And this is great racing. Steele now to the inside of Stenard. Two by two. Stenard falls back. Bottom's trying to get by Tansman. And Cody Dorsey is lurking behind him. Pass for the lead in front, though. There goes Jason Fensler by Marshall Wilson. And he reclaims the race lead as just about everybody piles into the outside wall there. And it's so funny, that camera angle, and just, it's hard to see. So you just kind of follow the guy in front of you. If the guy in first hits the wall, if the guy in second is close enough, just about everybody else is going to do it behind him. It's very, very funny. But Fensler is trying to run away. Battle is for second. Dennis Steele and Marshall Wilson. Steele has been second best out of everybody on this restart here, behind Fensler. Up 10 spots from where he started, and he's up, I believe, 7 or 8 from where he restarted. And you see everybody pile into the wall again. Gotta think next time they won't do it, right? Let's go on board Dennis Steele as he tries to make a pass. He's to the inside of Marshall Wilson. And it looks like Marshall just gave him the spot there. Closest battle now is between Ryan Seams and Dylan Zampa. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Zampa again being aggressive on exit. Or not on exit, just being aggressive, kind of clearing himself. Gets by Ryan Seams there. I don't know if that was more Ryan coming up or Dylan coming down. I didn't get a great look at it, but that does move Ryan Seams back a few spots, and here comes Zampa. Got a good run off of 3. And now he moves up into 4th position. Zampa trying to protect from Jason Bottoms. Bottoms going to the outside. Does he have anything for him? Bottoms slides up there, almost gets into the wall. And there you see, we're getting to the wall there on exit. I need to remember next time to just go to that turn 3 exit and watch all the cars get to the wall there. go back a little further. Cody Dorsey, he restarted this, I believe, in the top 5. He's back to 13th, only a few laps into this run. Jason Seams trying to make a move. Inside Jake Williams. That is 4/10. David Coley. He was lurking around Williams there, but he didn't get it done. Now you see Dorsey back there. He gets by David Coley, and Coley's going to fight back. And I thought I saw a car spinning right behind. Caution is out. 71 of Justin Schenk is the one around. Let's go take a look at what happened. Looks like he and Dylan Walterman became acquaintances there. Justin running behind him just got into him, and I mean, he drove that thing so hard into the corner. I don't really get that. He's 2 laps down. I mean, maybe he needs a caution, but he doesn't want to be the caution, I don't think. Just got in there too hot and turned around Walterman and turned around himself. So back to our race leader, Jason Fensler. We'll see what kind of strategy arises here. Who decides to come down pit road? I would expect maybe Marshall Wilson, since he doesn't have the race lead anymore, to come down. But, I mean, I think this clean air is king. So, see what these drivers opt to do. And another thing to note is we've had all these cautions, but there are still 24 and now going to be 25 cars on the lead lap. And everybody coming down pit road here. At least up front. This is surprising. I wonder if maybe they can get to the end on fuel from here, but I don't know if that seems accurate. 30 laps on a 65% fuel tank does not seem like it should be enough. So there will be drivers who stay out. I don't know if they were just staying out because they're a lap down, but let's go take a look at who it is. Tom Lanier, we've seen him play different strategy all night. Jason Seams and then Evan Lowe will be the 3 that stay out. And will kind of be the aggressors here on the restart. Jason Fensler came out 4th. First on the guys who came down pit road, but 4th on the track. Nicholas Seams looks like he took 2 tires there. It's going to be 5th. And that will be Jason Bottom 6th, Dennis Steele 7th, and Justin Stannard 8th. I saw Justin's, he always does his own stream, and said he was looking to carry the momentum from Texas into Pocono here, and I feel like he's done that pretty well. Been involved in some accidents, but, I mean, who hasn't other than maybe Justin, or maybe than Jason Fensler? Like everybody else has been involved in some way in some accident. But I think he's driven that thing well, and he's had speed. See if he can get the luck on his side when we go green this next time by. Six to 8 laps short here on fuel, depending on cautions. Thank you for that. I always try to go into a test session and get the fuel numbers, but it doesn't work when I'm a spectator for some reason. It's just always off, so I don't know. I think it's a little more fun for me up here as well to just not know and see what happens. So Tom Lanier chooses the inside line. It'll be Jason Seams who's outside. Evan Logue in third. Those are the drivers that stayed out under that caution. Fensler, Seams, Bottom, Steele, Stenard, Wilson, and Williams will round out your top 10. So we're getting ready to go green again from Pocono. And I think if we go green for 6 to 8 laps here, I think you should come down pit road. Get your stop done, and then leapfrog everybody else when the inevitable caution does come out. I know your tires may not be as good later in the run, but I don't know. I think the track position is what you want. It'll be Lanier and Jason Seams, your front row. As we get ready to take the green flag again from Pocono into the Geico restart zone. Here we go. Great jump for Lanier. And look at Jason Fensler already making some moves. He's to the inside of Seams. Already into second. That was a great restart from Jason Fensler. And Seams is going to drive it right back to the rear bumper of the 15. Didn't have enough there. But here comes Fensler, trying to take the lead already. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but you see that color on your screen. Caution is out. Believe it was for Noah Tansman. I will go back and see what happened. I don't know, that's an interesting one. I would think that Tansman is probably thinking that Zampa is going to go all the way to the wall there. And we'll go on board with Noah here and see what he sees. Because he's on the inside line here, and when you come on corner exit, you expect the guy to move up right next to the wall, and right here, Zampa's right on his door, so once he didn't see him on his door anymore, he assumed he went all the way up to the wall. Zampa did not. Contact between the two, and heavy, heavy damage for Noah Tansman, and likely the end of his race, or at least he will be towed. Heavy damage for Justin Stenard as well? Oh no. Oh no. So this was... the caution, I believe, was out at this point. Caution is out. You see the lights out over there. Justin just wasn't paying attention. I mean, Nick Seams was there. And yeah, I mean, we can go. Let's go on board with Nick. But excuse me, that's Ryan. There's Nick. We'll go back a little farther. He's just driving there under caution and gets destroyed. I mean, that's... I feel for Nick Seams there. It's his debut race. He's running well, and that's the way it comes to an end. It's hard to deal with something like that. He's a better man than me if he is not keyed up on the mic. So we've got 26 laps to go here. Not really much activity in the way of pit road. Dakota Bly, Marshall Wilson, Matthew Young, they all came down. They were not a part of the accident, and they came down. Justin Stannard, Nick Seams, both one lap down now. Noah Tansman still getting his vehicle towed. Justin Schenk, one lap down. Brett Sommers, 2 down. Robert Clifford, 3, and Nick Gardner is 7 laps down. Tom Lanier, still your race leader. This time he's going to have to fight off Jason Fensler to his outside on this restart. We'll see. Do they go back to single file or straight up here? Ooh, getting past my bedtime here. And they will double it up. I didn't think that last one was due to the restarts being double file or anything. So I do want to highlight those that came down under this caution and that are not damaged. Marshall Wilson, I feel like he's played the strategy just about better than everybody else tonight. He came down on lap 45 there. Dakota Bly still on pit road, coming off the pits right now, and Matthew Young came down as well. So all 3 of those guys, I think, are going to be guys to look out for. They may not have to come down at any point till the end of this thing, but we'll see if they end up having to because of tires. But I think they're wanting this thing to go green the whole way. Make it into a strategy race so they can get maybe a little bit lucky. Maybe they can try to save a little bit of fuel. Yeah, Pocono here in URL has either been really clean or one of the craziest races you've ever seen. Tonight we're getting the crazy, but I think last year in the trucks we ran it and we had, like, I think stage 3 went green the entire way. So, I don't know, it's just a couple cautions can set everything off. And that's what we've seen tonight. It'll be Lanier and Fensler. Lanier gets a good jump. See everybody fighting for position as we get into turn 1. And everybody, there's some 3 and 4 wide throughout the pack there. Jason Fensler taking a peek to the inside. He's there. And let's see how many of these cars hit the wall on corner exit. 1. That's it. Good job, boys. But Jason Fensler reclaims the lead over Tom Lanier. And Tom is fighting for his namesake as he's looking to get passed by another Jason. There's a Jason in front of him, 2 behind him. Not looking good. But Tom Lanier and Jason Seams on those older tires, able to hold everybody off for now. Bottoms takes a peek to the outside there. Keeps it off the wall. Jason Fensler just set the fastest lap of the race there, 53.914. And here goes Bottoms rocketing to the outside of Jason Seams. He's up to third, now trying to get second. Goes all the way to the yellow line, trying to get by Tom Lanier. And there he goes by Tom Lanier. Jason Bottoms, with a couple insane moves, is up into second. Now Dennis Steele, he wants in on the action. He's been very fast here tonight. He's trying to get by both cars on old tires. He had Ryan Seams with him. Ryan is going to go up and help Jason. As Dennis Steele still trying to make his way forward, had to get out of the throttle there. Maybe onto the brakes. Make sure he didn't get into Tom Lanier there. Behind this, we have the battle led by Evan Logue. Dorsey and Coley are trying to find a way on by. Logue ripping the fence, ripping the yellow line. Everybody trying to get on by him. It's like they do so. Almost more contact. Justin Shank in the grass again. And Evan going to come down pit road here. So maybe this is some big brain strategy from Evan Logue. Just went out there, tried to stabilize, and then eventually come down pit road, get the fuel you need, and leapfrog everybody else when the caution comes out. I hope this thing runs green all the way till the end. I want to see all kinds of different strategy play out here. The way these guys are racing here, though, it does not give me good hope. Williams up in front of Seams. Dennis Steele still stuck behind Jason Seams. Look at Will Young, where'd he come from? Almost 3 wide down the front stretch. Jason Seams, tonight's biggest loser, loses 5 spots right there on entry. And that lets Dennis Steele go right on through. Now the battle is between Ryan Seams and Jake Williams. That battle ended quickly. Now it's Will Young and Jake Williams. Jake backing off on entry. Young will go on by. And now the battle between the two that have fallen the farthest. Williams and Seams. This is such a momentum-based track. All these big speedways are. Like, Jake used his momentum to get all the way up to second, battling for the lead of that group. And then he lost it and went all the way to the back. So, things can change so quickly here. So everybody in the top 10 other than Tom Lanier and Jason Seams are on on new tires. Tom Lanier and Jason Seams are on older tires, and they are both maybe hoping for a caution or maybe going to come down pit road soon, but they've done very well holding on to their track position on those old tires. First car coming down pit road as the caution comes out. Let's see who's involved. Justin Shank is destroyed. I believe Blake Kennedy, he already towed. We'll go back and take a look at what happened. So it's between the 7 and the 71. We'll go up top and try to see what it was. So Shank here, he's working on Derek Riley. Lost some ground there. Must have happened to turn 3 here. Here comes Blake Kennedy with a run. Just to the inside. And just slides up a little too much. Around he goes, around Schenk goes, and maybe the end of both of their days. But let's see the strategy call from driver 15 tonight. He said it before, he does not like the role of a crew chief. He likes getting out there, driving the car, and driving it to the best of his abilities. Having to make this call, not what he likes, but he's going to come down pit road here, and he's going to lead a whole lot with him. So, yeah, just about everybody coming down pit road, maybe everybody. So, I think that caution is exactly what Jason Fensler needed. Get everybody on the same strategy, and then just race it out from there. But I see a couple staying out. I believe those are both lap down cars, so one driver who did the one move I've been asking everybody to do all race did it, and he's going to get the race lead. Evan Logue, ladies and gentlemen. He came down pit road. I mentioned it briefly. Came down pit road. Under green flag there. We got a caution about 2 laps later. Everybody else came down pit road. Evan is able to stay out since he already did his service. And he will be your race leader. So, Evan, if you did that on your own, great work. You've got a good crew chief. Great work to the crew chief. If you heard it from me, I appreciate you listening. Now, if some people did not come down because they didn't think they would have enough fuel, that makes sense, certainly. But I think with all the cautions we've seen, I think Jason Seams was on his way down pit road. So I should shout him out as well. I think he played the strategy just about perfectly. The idea was right. Just did it 1 lap too late. And, yeah, now he's lost a ton of track position. So speaking of the Battle of Jasons, Jason Fensler lost the race off pit road to Jason Bottoms. So now Bottoms moves up to the front row, and Fensler moves to the inside of row 2. So we've got 15 laps to go here, and the strategy as far as fuel goes is over from here. But there could be some tire strategy. We'll see if we get maybe a 5-lap green flag run. If these guys think maybe they should come down, put some new tires on it. I mean, 5 laps isn't a lot at a normal track, but here at a 2.5 mile behemoth of a speedway, that is quite a bit. Getting ready to go green again in National Coatings and Supplies Stage 3. Let's have some fun. Logue inside, Bottoms outside, and the dominant car all night right here. Jason Fensler in the 15, looking for somewhere to go. We will take the green flag next time. Bye. I don't know what it is tonight. I gotta see if... Yeah, they are not doing that intentionally. For some reason, they're acting like it's 1 to green, and then it's not, and I was all excited, and now we get one less lap of green flag racing. I don't know why we just heard a car fly on by. 77 of Brett Sommers. Let's go through and look at the damage of some of these cars. There's Sommers. Shank on pit road. Jason Seams is back here, but I don't think he has damage. The car in front of him does, though. That's Nick Gardner. Dakota Bly looks pretty clean. Matthew Young is wounded. Where is Dylan Zampa? I have not heard his name in a very long time. He's back here in 17th. Jason Seams, another driver who's been up front a lot. He's back in 21st. Jake Williams, Marshall Wilson, both up front at points. They are back here now. Sorry about that. Go back up front and make sure the lights are still out on the pace car. Should be going green this time by, but I've been fooled a few too many times to have 100% confidence that we're going green. Here they come out of turn 3. Ready as ever to take the green flag. Logan Bottoms. Side by side, and the green flag is out. It's a great restart for Jason Bottoms. A great restart for Jason Fensler. We're going to be 3 wide going into turn 1. Fensler has some help to the inside. He's going to clear everybody. Willie Young went with him. And they both pick up big positions as a car is spinning behind. David Coley around. Tom Lanier, Dennis Steele spinning like a top. There's a roof for sale in the middle of that thing. I believe that's Cody Dorsey's. Scott Kerberg's involved. Jason Seams, Matthew Young, Derek Riley. Coley. Oh my. Let's go take a look at what happened. So I believe it was David Coley, the car getting loose. See if there was any contact. Coley, one car inside. I don't know if that was net code or dirty air, but they were spinning in front of him too. I'm going to look off the left rear here, see if there is any contact. Doesn't look like it. It's like he just got the air taken away from him, overcorrected, and everybody about was involved. Now let's go look at incident number 2 involving the 22. That's to the outside here. A little bit of contact there. Steele trying to make it. They're 4 wide for a second there. Everybody in the middle just loses their air. And Dorsey and Steele get caught up. Cairns gets caught up. Dakota Bly squirts on through. Stephen Horner as well. Marshall Wilson. But everybody else caught up in some way. Drivers up front to get away though. Jason and Jason. They will be first and second on this next restart. And I think the biggest shot Bottoms had at winning this race over Fensler was if he was able to keep in control of it. Just quick cautions come out. He keeps getting good restarts and getting away just as long until the next caution comes out. But now he's lost control of the race. He's going to have to find a way to regain it. Some huge movers after that accident. Dylan Zampa is up to 7th. We were just talking about him in 17th. Walterman's up. Bly is up. David Chapman, Ryan Seams, both up. And Evan Logue holds position in 4th. So drivers from 10th on back all came down pit road right there. I do believe. Yeah, so many guys had some sort of damage or wanted new tires, something. Came down pit road. There goes Jake Williams to the outside for the free pass. While we're in stage 3, while we're under our, I would guess, 13th Mission 22 caution of the night, I'll let you guys hear from our presenting sponsor, our good friends over at Wild Bill Soda.
You're looking mighty thirsty. Wild Bill's pure cane sugar, old-fashioned sodas.
Thank you to Wild Bill Soda and all of our great sponsors for their continued support of Underdog Racing. And tonight is a sponsored race as well. I haven't done a good enough job of talking about it, but it is the Breast Cancer Awareness 175. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the month of October. See a lot of pink cars all month here, and last week was a memorial race for one of our drivers' grandparents. Lost her life to brain cancer, and all cancer sucks, and this race is the Breast Cancer Awareness 175. Go out and donate somewhere for some cancer research. That's always a good cause. Yeah. Thoughts and prayers to all those who have had breast cancer affect their life in some way, shape, or form. And all these pink cars, they're a great tribute. These guys do such a good job of sticking with the themes and designing cool paint schemes to go with it. And even Jason Fensler's got one. He's always running the red Fensler Racing Products machine, but he brought out the pink. Got the ribbon on there. But it's going to be the Jason and Jason show on the front row. We'll see if Bottoms can get as good of a restart as he did last time. He was right alongside Evan Logue on the restart. We'll see if Will Young tries to make a move in 3rd. Lights are out. Pace car turns left. Here we go, back under green. And Jason Fensler powers on by. Front 3 get away very cleanly. The battle starts in 4th. Looking to make a move on Evan Logue. Here comes Dylan Zampa. Ryan Seams trying to get by him as well. He goes to the inside. Logue will lose those spots, it looks like. Will Young, Jason Bottoms. They're looking to have a battle. No, they aren't. That's Ryan Seams and Dylan Zampa looking to have a battle. Seams up the track. Maybe made some contact there. Here comes David Chapman Jr. He and Dylan Walterman are looking to gain. Dakota Bly back there trying to hold position. He's got Cody Dorsey all over him, his teammate. And Dorsey's going to go to the inside, followed by Kurt Cairns, followed by Jason Seams. And Bly just wants to get to the end of this thing. If you guys are seasoned watchers of Underdog Racing League, you are familiar with Dakota Bly. This is all the battle for second here, though. It is Bottoms, Young, Zampa, and Seams. Jason Seams back there is 3 wide. Was for a second with Kurt Cairns and Cody Dorsey. Now he and Dorsey make a little bit of contact. Derek Riley looking to get by Dakota Bly. And Evan Logue is in the wall. Dorsey was trying to avoid him. Seams didn't know about it. Those 3 make contact. But we stay green. These guys are all over each other and all over into the wall. Oh no. Derek Riley and Evan Logue. Fast forward a little bit here, but that was a wild ride. What in the world happened? Logue turns left a little too early. Yeah, that's all that was. I mean, let's look at it one more time from Derek Riley's in-car. So here goes Derek Riley. Also, is it getting too dark? Derek Riley's to the inside, and Derek Riley's turned around. He's coming down pit road there, and we'll go catch you back out up front. I do want to go to our blimp cam, though. It's certainly foggy, but I wonder if these guys have enough daylight. Let's see if I can pull that up on the weather. Oh, it's only 4:42. They're all good. Okay. Because Pocono does not have lights, and I was a little bit worried about that. Jason and Jason, still your front two. Who will come down pit road? Dylan Walterman will be the first. Okay. Not what Dylan wanted to see behind him. Pretty much nobody went with him. So, yeah, he's going to fall back quite a bit. I believe he came in around 6th or 7th. Probably going to go back to about 14th or 15th. So we will go green with 3 laps to go. What do these guys behind Jason Fensler have in their bag? Jason Bottoms got his first URL win here got his first URL win last season. Chicago Street Course. Will Young did the same. Dylan Zampa has been the second fastest car each of the last 2 weeks. And Ryan Seams, it's his debut. So, all these guys have their own story, have their own reason to go try to steal this one from Jason Fensler. I just don't know who can do it. And David Chapman Jr., last year he was a race winner. I believe he won at Martinsville in a race that is eerily similar to the one we've got today. Cautions galore, and David Chapman Jr. drove through the smoke and picked up a W. And I think that was David Chapman. If I'm wrong, then disregard what I said. For you guys, it says 1 lap to green. There are going to be 3 laps of racing to go once we get going here on lap 67 out of 70. And I won't lie, this has been a misery of a race for most of these drivers. Just disappointment after disappointment, incident after incident for these guys, but they've stayed resilient. We still have 19 drivers on the lead lap after probably about 14 cautions. So everybody's staying in it, and all 19 of them, with the way this thing have gone, have a shot at this win still. It's going to be Jason Fensler to the inside of row 1. Jason Bottoms to the outside. Will Young looking for another victory on this season. Dylan Zampa looking to get his first. Ryan Seams looking to win in his first. David Chapman, Cody Dorsey, Kurt Cairns, Jason Seams, and Dennis Steele are all lurking from the back half of the top 10. Outside of turn 3, we get ready to take the green flag. It's Jason Fensler, Jason Bottoms. They will be side by side. Here we go. It's a good jump for Fensler. Bottoms is going to go shut off the run from Will Young. Young to the outside now. Not clear. Now it's Zampa and Young side by side. Young taking that thing all the way to the fence. And he's going to try to take that run and get by Zampa and then go work on Jason Bottoms, but he's not clear just yet. Young taking it up top again. Bottoms is sticking right with Jason Fensler out in front. Fensler still your race leader, coming to 2 laps to go. What does Jason Bottoms got? He just needs to get one really good exit out of turn 3, and he can win this race. 2 corners to glory. 2 laps to glory, not 2 corners to glory, for Jason Fensler or Jason Bottoms. Will Young and Dylan Zampa are fighting for 3rd, but that will likely not come into the battle for the lead. Bottoms 0.5 of a second back now. He needs the run out of 3. He needs it bad. Doesn't look like he has it. White flag is out. Zampa might be trying to get by Bottoms for 2nd. 0.6 of a second now. Will Zampa work with Jason Bottoms? I'm going to doubt it, but that would be their best shot at a win. Fensler still pulling away. Young losing spots behind. Bottoms trying to hold on to 2nd from Zampa. Bottoms inside, almost contact. Bottoms and Dylan Zampa. Young with a slide job behind on Ryan Seams. But all of that will not matter in the fight for the win. Jason Fensler, after another dominating performance, will come out of turn 3 And come home victorious. Jason Bottoms is in the wall. He's going to whip that thing across for a 5th place finish. 2nd to 5th out of turn 4 for Jason Bottoms. But Jason Fensler is your race leader. And he goes back to back from Texas to Pocono. And I mean, we saw just about everybody else have some sort of issue tonight. He was really the one that didn't. There was really no point where Jason Fensler had any big amount of damage, was involved in any big incident. He just kept his nose clean, and once he got out to the front, he never gave it up. So I'm going to try to fire up Discord here. It's not working right now, but that's how I do the post-race interviews. Here we go. I will pull that over here and then get the Jason Fensler burnout ready for you. Excuse me. We are ready for Will Young, our 3rd place finisher, to come give us a word. Hey, Will, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Top 3 on the night. You started where you finished. After all that happened in that race, how did you do it?
I mean, it was just a lot of chaos. It was nothing predictable about that race. I mean, there was one good run when I went from 14th to I went from 14th to 8th, I think. But other than that, it was kind of just avoiding wrecks. I think there's a bit of tire strategy there at the end, but yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned that strategy when there's all these cautions. What kind of strategy do you have, or can you even plan strategy in a race like this?
I guess, I mean, the big strategy here was kind of just pitting earlier than everyone else. And I mean, there wasn't really a chance to do that often on the green flag runs. I think the 69 might have gotten a chance to do that. And he got up ahead, and then it's just like pitting on earlier cautions, trying to flip the stages. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, great job by you tonight, though. Came through all the smoke and all the wreckage for a top 3. Congrats.
Thank you. I just want to thank Wild Bills, Martin Sports, Custom Ink, and the whole Full Send Racing team. It's been a great couple of weeks. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good job tonight, Will, and we will see you next week at Atlanta for some super speedway racing, man.
All right. I'll see you. Thank you.
That is Will Young, your 3rd place. Let's go grab Dylan Zampa, P2. Hey, Dylan, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
A 2nd place run for you tonight. You did it a little bit differently than you had the last 2 weeks. How'd you get back up to 2nd there?
Yeah, that wasn't planned at all. Made a couple of mistakes on my part, just a couple penalties that I had to serve, and got caught up in a wreck, and just kind of had to fight for everything I had right there those last couple laps. And yeah, it was fun. Took a little bit longer of a race, but all in all, still a good race for us. Good learning experience for me again. I felt like I was really, really good, and felt like just needed another caution maybe to try to have something for Jason. Jason was really fast. But yeah, just gotta get ready for the next one, I guess.
Yeah, and you mentioned all those wrecks and cautions, and you got caught up in some. When you get all those incidents and those restarts pile up, does your mentality change during those restarts?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I went from a little bit less. I started to be a little less aggressive on the restarts, a little bit, not a lot. I was still trying to be as aggressive as I could to get track position, and then fall in line, and then make passes one lap after another. And just people were just missing shifts, spinning tires, just checking up, and so I was kind of just sitting back a little bit, letting everything play out, and those last 2 to 3 restarts, I kind of just threw that out the window and just started being as aggressive as possible, and ended up working out for us. We made up a lot of positions. I think with like 15 to go, I think I was sitting P18, and so to be up to P2 and make all those passes was pretty good on my part, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a great run for you. You showed good speed again early on in this season, so good job tonight. Congrats on a great season so far, and yeah, we'll see you next week, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Dylan Zampa, your second place finisher. Let's go grab Jason Fensler, your race winner. Hey, Jason, you got me?
Yes, sir. You got me?
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back weeks. Speaking to you last, how'd you do it this week, man?
We had a pretty fast car, man. It was pretty good. Just tried to stay it off the right front tire a little bit and find some pace, but this honestly was a really ugly race, unfortunately. I don't know what the contributor was, but it's a wide place, but we just seemed to get yellow after yellow. So it made it really hard for strategy, but appreciate you sticking it out for the broadcast and Wild Bills that, hopefully we can do a better job next week for them.
Yeah, and you were I couldn't keep track, but you seem like the only guy not to really be involved in any incident. So maybe you have a message for these guys on how to stay out of the accidents.
When you're restarting up in the first couple rows, it's typically not that bad, but yeah, I don't know what was going on the restarts, but it just seemed like we couldn't get it. The guys couldn't get the starts down, and we kind of made for an ugly race. And apologize for everybody tuning in, but teammate Dylan came back for a second. I got to give him some crap because maybe you can go to Walmart and buy some talent and run up front the whole race instead of wait until the end.
Yeah, I mean, he made a big drive from about 18th, I think he said, to second in those last 15 laps. Were you a little bit nervous when you saw him get in your mirror? Once you saw how far he came?
Not really. Once I was getting in the lead, I was just kind of running a pace that I knew if they got to me, at least I had something to fight back with. But I was turning actually pretty good. I found some stuff in practice that worked for me, so kind of stuck with that. But I was watching the gap just to make sure we, didn't let them get too close, and if we need to run harder, we can.
Yeah, definitely. And next week we got some super speedway racing. I know we ran all those early ones in the season. They didn't go your way. How are you going to do it this week?
They never do. They never do. Speedway stuff I struggle with. If we can finish there, I'll be happy. That's kind of way my speedway stuff's gone. So we'll hopefully continue the momentum and just get a solid finish and move on to the more cookie cutter tracks for me.
Yeah. Well, good win tonight. 2 in a row for you. And yeah, hopefully your luck changes for you next week, Jason. Always good talking to you. And yeah.
I appreciate it, buddy. Have a good night. Thank you for sticking out. Thank you for everybody that tuned in, Wild Bills and all the sponsors. We'll do a better job next week.
Yeah, definitely. Agree on that. See you, Jason.
All right, man. See you.
That was Jason Fensler, and I got Cody Dorsey here. I don't know if he wants to be talked to or not, but we'll bring him up. Hey, Cody, you got me?
Yeah, Chance. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing mighty fine. I saw you hanging out. What's up, man?
Oh, I just want to come up here and I want to thank all of our sponsors and stuff for sticking out through this race, man. This was a hard one for URL. This is definitely not our best showing and stuff, and I just wanted to come up here and personally thank you for sticking it out with us through all that mayhem and stuff tonight. Wild Bills for what they do, Custom Ink, Java Jacks, all them guys, Martin Sports, all types of good sponsors have stuck through us, R4 and them. Custom Ink. Them guys that helped put this league on after this race we put on tonight, it's not good. That's not what URL represents, but I thought me as an admin, I need to come up here and kind of speak out and make sure that everybody kind of understands that. It's not acceptable for us as a league of what we put on tonight for entertainment for the fans that tune in and watch every week for us.
Yeah, and this kind of thing just every once in a while it just happens. And there's not really a way to explain it. People just get out of a rhythm and can't get a restart, and it just happens sometimes. But I know we've had great races throughout. I mean, I think every race so far has been a banger.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
it's
have
not been
that's all
bad.
right.
But yeah, like I said, I just want to stop up here and thank you personally for sticking it out and keeping the broadcast going for everybody that's been tuning in and stuff. And I ain't gonna take up much more of your time because I'm sure you probably want to go to bed and stuff. But again, thank you for what you do, Chance. We couldn't do this without you. Thank the guys that stuck around through this race and stuff. We got a couple things we need to clean up and stuff as a league, but we'll take care of it. But again, thanks to all of our sponsors, and really, Chance, thank you the most for sticking it out through all this, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. It was good fun in the end. We got a good finish. So yeah, we will have a better one for you guys next week at Atlanta. But thank you guys for sticking with us tonight. Thank you to Wild Bills, presenting sponsor of the league. Ultimate Siding and Gutters, National Coatings and Supplies, Single Source, R4 Environmental, Java Jacks, Washington's on the Fence, Martin Sports, Custom Ink, and Mission 22 for your continued support of Underdog Racing League. And yeah, Cody said it. Wasn't a great race tonight. We're not going to have a great race every week. And yeah, I'll be better next week too, and we will see you then.